Hello and welcome back to the Milltown Way. This is episode 9. I'm Ryan Brennan. I'm joined here as always by Adam Casey. We have a lot to unpack in this episode, including the Rovers' defeat to Shakhtar Donetsk, Rory Gaffney, new deal, and the Stephen returning, and well, potentially, I suppose, Jack Byrne returning to Tallaght Stadium in January.
Yeah, a lot to unfold. A lot has unfolded, and a lot to discuss on this episode. So let's waste little time.
Exactly. No time like the present.
Yeah.
I thought, we'll start on this episode. Will be going out on Saturday, but we'll start on Thursday's defeat to Shakhtar Donetsk.
Yeah.
2-1.
It was going into the game, we didn't expect a result. We did say that before, that we'd be happy with a draw and stuff like that. But I don't know. I felt like there was something in that game. There was a result there.
I think, I don't know, look, obviously, Rovers were very close to getting a draw. You know, it was 2-1. It ended 2-1. It wasn't. Rovers were in no means, I don't think, played off the park.
No, definitely not.
There was little spells, I think, where Shakhtar kind of dictated the play for maybe 10, 15 minutes, but even I think that was once. And that it came leading up to Rovers' goal, I think, as well.
Yeah,
there was a period there. I think Rovers came out in the second half out of firing blocks, and they looked like they were gonna. I turned to you and said that at the time that was the time that Rovers should have been scoring, because
that would have, I think, if they had gotten, that would have equalised at that point as well.
I think Rovers could have won the game.
Yeah.
On another night, Rovers win that game.
Yeah.
It's just it's the rub of the green. It's certain decisions. There was a couple of handball shouts that I've even seen back today after the dust has settled a little bit on the loss. You know, as opposed to being a bit more reactionary. I think maybe Shamrock Rovers deserved the penalty.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of them. I saw a couple of people on Twitter reacting as well. That's kind of said stuff like Rovers need more players to kind of surround the ref in these times.
It feels like that's the trend. That I don't like that.
No, it shouldn't be
but
the way forward.
But it feels like that's the way it is in Europe, especially European football.
And it's quick to work. It works against Rovers. You saw it with Athens. You know, surround the ref last minute, gives them once they do that, once players do that, it gives the ref the decision to make. Then
it's up to the ref. Then
you know,
puts the pressure on him.
It does, because otherwise, as you can kind of, let's say it was the case with the game against Shakhtar, but it does give them a lot more kind of space to just kind of brush it off, as opposed to if there's maybe 7 players there, surround the ref to kind of say, you know, make a call here. We think it's a penalty that they're kind of forced. They're backed into a corner, and then VAR will have to have a proper look at it. But yeah, I think some of the decisions were disappointing.
It was, yeah. Some of them were, and I felt like there was the handball shouts, and then Rovers also kind of shouted out for a penalty as well, just before Stephen Bradley got booked then for his reaction to that moment. When it was it looked, from the spectator's point, it's hard to tell from the one angle when you were in the stadium, but looking back on it after rewatching it, I don't believe it was a penalty. But
I think it was the handball one.
The handball was, but the one it was the one where the keeper came out.
No, it was. I remember Bradley going mad. I remember him getting the card, and I remember he was reacting to something. I can't distinctly remember.
It was the keeper kind of came out to close him down and got a bit of contact with him.
Yeah. Oh, I do remember it. Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
I don't know. Watching it back, I don't believe it was a penalty. But again, on another day, a referee would give that. Like, look at the Athens game.
Yeah.
They were both soft penalties.
Yeah, 2 soft penalties, and it was kind of. I think because Athens surrounded the ref in the last minute with that handball shout, I think, you know, he kind of maybe felt a bit more like he had to balance things a little bit. You know.
Yeah.
It was a slightly questionable penalty that was awarded to John McGovern in that game, and then it was definitely a questionable penalty that Athens got in the last minute and denied Rovers a win. It's just fine margins in European games, and you know, look, as you've said there, I didn't go into it expecting Rovers. I expected Rovers to put up a fight, which they did, and they
always do.
Yeah, and they gave a great account of themselves as well. Rory Gaffney in particular, and particularly John McGovern, caused a lot of issues for that back line for Shakhtar. That's one thing. And I'll be the first one to admit that I didn't think, when I saw the lineup, I didn't think John McGovern starting in that. I wasn't sure that was the right call.
No, I didn't think. I didn't expect him to be in the starting lineup, and then 2 up on scene, I was like a bit like, how come there's no Noonan or a Graham Burke?
Yeah, particularly Graham
But
Burke. I think he adds that a little bit.
yeah, especially in big games, he kind of
But then I suppose
steps up.
maybe yeah. But I think maybe you saw it a little bit that wasn't really the game for him. You know,
No,
he came on when he came on, he struggled to get to grips with
he
it.
did.
Again, he didn't really lose possession that much,
No, he
but
didn't do anything particularly wrong, but
you could just see he was struggling with
he
it.
wasn't able to put his fingerprint on the game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think another one would probably be. I think Danny Grant. Look, he missed a lot of football leading up to the cup final, didn't he? So that was another thing, but I think it was probably clear there on Thursday that he did
Yeah,
struggle. And it's not a discredit to him, but it's just he struggled with the game, I think, and a lot of things that you see him not do right on a regular basis when the league's in full flow and he's injury free. You could just see a couple of misplaced passes, kind
yeah,
of try a couple of times where he's trying to get past a defender or a player of the opposition, and he doesn't make it. He doesn't make that
no,
pass. Doesn't make that ball. He doesn't make the run, and yeah, maybe a little bit of for him more so just because the injury and stuff. I think maybe that was a bit more of rust
yeah.
forming.
But that's expected when coming back from an injury and being out. And not only just being out for an injury, but being out during a crucial part of the season that he was in the lead up to the cup final and stuff. So one, it's probably the rustiness of not playing football and getting back to match fitness and just getting everything down again. But also, you could probably argue the fact that he missed the cup final and stuff. He's probably not that confidence would be gone, but it would have taken a little
Well, he
bit.
missed up to the cup final, wasn't it?
Yeah, true, up to the cup final. But you missed crucial ball, so you think that will have an effect on him, and hopefully that's it. He did have displays of quite good play last night at parts, but it was probably just was that rustiness and getting back in after a bit of a break.
The common trend that we probably don't want to be a common trend is us picking out a key player of the opposition when it comes to these European fixtures and them scoring goals. And
I know.
I know maybe
I have to get my Bet365 account back.
that's the thing. Look, I might have to start putting money on it because once I put money on it, won't happen.
No,
That's just how it works.
that's the law. That's just the law.
A lot of
Murphy's
game.
law.
Yeah, but I think it was the one we picked out on the last podcast was again pronunciations, not our
No,
forte of the oppositions that Shamrock Rovers face, but I'm going to go with Keo Elias.
yeah, he was very good.
Yeah,
He was probably
and
the best player on the pitch.
scored a very nice goal
Yeah,
as well. So you can't. And even Stephen Bradley said it in his post match press conference and stuff. Is that sometimes a good goal is just a good goal, and you can't. There's
yeah,
nothing you can take away from it, and he didn't try in any way to take anything away from that. It was a nice finish, and
yeah. It was a well worked goal as well that first one. It was just nice build up play from Shakhtar really, and it's something I think you might have expected a bit more out of them yesterday, like a bit more of that. Like that first goal after that, I was like, oh, a little bit. I was thinking, oh, here we go, they're gonna just do that each time, but no, they didn't really do it that much then for the rest of the game.
I think one thing I noticed with the game overall. Well, the first say for like the first 15, 20 minutes of the game, it really struggled to settle down from both sides. I think I don't know if there was a bit of panic setting in for Rovers. I'm not entirely sure, from looking at it, but it just seemed like it got very messy, and there was basic things that Rovers can do well that weren't being done
Yeah,
well. Again, misplaced passes and certain balls being given that that aren't just they're just not given on a normal basis. Because you can see, say for example, if they're going to get caught out by the defender and stuff like that, like a couple of balls that were sent to Rory Gaffney, where Gaffney would be standing near enough the halfway line, and he's trying to be in the defense. Let's say it could be the centre backs, maybe League Race, trying to send one long. It's just one of them, where it's going to end up in the opposition.
yeah. Well, it's not one we expect it's going to him, or even if it gets to him, he'll have anywhere to go with it.
Yeah, I think there was just a couple of unforced mistakes at the start, and look, the, the lads haven't played football, haven't played a match.
In nearly 3 weeks.
Yeah, so like it's definitely understandable, but you could just see, I think, at the
Yeah, you
first few
could.
minutes, you could just see a bit of panic, and they just needed to settle that, steady the ship. Rovers conceded. Was it the
19th.
that's what
It
yeah
was around
19th minute, wasn't it? So you can kind of say, you make a case there that maybe
It's around 20 minutes in, yeah.
23rd minute was to go.
About halfway through the first half.
Yeah, so just a little bit of that, I think, but it was a well-worked finish, so you can't.
Yeah, and it was nice. They played. It was a nice build-up as well, but it was a very nice finish from Kawa
Elias.
Yeah.
We go with just Elias. We don't need to say that for. We don't need to say that first name.
No, Elias.
Yeah, exactly that. Well, I suppose the second goal, free
That
kick,
was, yeah, I don't know.
Ed McGinty.
Like, it did take a big deflection.
Yeah.
But
no, it did, but I just think it was long enough. It was just far enough out that maybe McGinty hadn't.
Yeah.
With the deflection, still probably maybe should have had enough time. He would be a goalkeeper, as I would always argue. In their defence, but I just think maybe he should have been doing a little bit better there. And I think, of course, they scored shortly after. It was disallowed by VAR, but had it not been disallowed there, I think that definitely would have been the case of the floodgates open, because it just seemed then Rovers couldn't get a grip of the game. And
no, they couldn't get.
What Shakhtar did really well after that second goal, I think, was just dictate and get their hold of the game. And look at.
They slowed it down. They took the sting out of the game, because Rovers had a good few chances up to their goal. They had some chances, and that's when, for example, the handball shout and stuff was. And once they got that second one, they kind of just took the sting out of the ball and just slowed it right down.
Yeah, I think so. And then, like as I said, look, it shows their pedigree, doesn't it? And their top European outfit. They'll expect them to go far into this competition. When I spoke to Dima of the Miners Weekly earlier in the week, who we collaborated with ahead of the game. He runs Shakhtar Donetsk, the weekly podcast, kind of a fan podcast, a little bit maybe similar to what we're running here. But he said that there's excitement around the club in regard to this competition, because it is a competition that they can think that they think
they could go a long way.
They can go a long way and win it. And like,
you can't see why not. No,
yeah.
The teams that are in like that now, with that win, that puts them up into fourth in the table.
Yeah, so you'd imagine they'll
just behind like them, Selj, our favourite, our best mate, Kovacevic, and Mainz are all on 9 points, and then Samsonpor and Strasbourg are the only unbeaten teams left with 10 points. Yeah. Well, there's more unbeaten teams. I'm sorry, the only ones with 3 wins and a draw.
Yeah. And then, like Selj unbeaten. So Selj's 100% record came to an end on Thursday night as well. So there was that.
But unfortunately, that loss now puts Rovers in 35th position.
So we've seen only one team below, and that's Rapid Vienna, isn't it?
Yeah, because they've not got a single point. And they also have a worse goal difference.
Yeah, it's
team we played last year in the Conference League.
Yeah, it's not making for, it's not filling.
It's not the most promising, no.
But look,
it's not over.
It's not over until it's over. But I suppose the thing is with this season and with Rovers, Conference League was always the kind of afterthought.
It was the bonus.
Yeah, it was like
the dessert.
Well, FAI Cup was the main.
Yeah, and then the league was the start.
The league,
but it was a good start. It was like not like a salad or something. It was chicken wings.
I was about to say it's chicken.
It's
buffalo
steak,
chicken wings,
and then this was like a nice chocolate brownie to send you home.
Well, it might not be a brownie yet.
No,
might be a
carrot cake or something.
Exactly. Now we're talking desserts.
If you have any dessert-related questions,
send them in along with Sean's aviations and time zones.
Yeah. What do you think we're going to be doing in the off-season?
Exactly. We're going to have to fill the time. But one note I made of after speaking with Dima of the Miners Weekly was he had touched on how Shakhtar rotate for each Conference League game. It's not really something I thought of too much, particularly because they're like, if it is a competition, they're going to look to go deep into.
Yeah,
that's so I wasn't really considering it too much. But then once he said it to me, I went back and I compared each lineup. I compared it from the league game beforehand to the Conference League game.
Yeah.
So they've made, for the first one, they made 6 changes, then 11, 9, and then 9 for the Rovers game.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, one of the changes that they made for the Rovers game on Thursday night was due to injury. There was an injury in the warm-up and they made a late change. So that was the 9th one. But so they're averaging 8.75 changes per
That's a lot.
per game for each Conference League fixture, and they're 4th. So, and Demon said that the kind of attention or the focus on the Shakhtar perspective is that they're just prioritising the league more so.
Yeah. They're doing well in the league at the moment. They're 4 points clear at the top of the table as well.
Yeah, they play a side I'm familiar with on Monday.
Krivbas.
Try pronounce that.
I don't know.
Krivbas?
Krivbas, yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
I haven't a clue. They're 5th in the table then.
Yeah, so they're a good side.
Yeah.
And that was exactly my thought, was maybe that's what made me think of it more, was they'll think of that game as well, coming into the moment Rovers.
Yeah.
So look, as I said, Rovers gave a great account of themselves and they really put it up to Shakhtar. But it was a heavily rotated Shakhtar, maybe. It's not to say, had they came with their 11 that they started in the last game, that the result would have been 5-1 instead of 2. Like, it's not to say that, but it just gives a bit more perspective as to the Shakhtar side that Rovers are facing. And that, there's that gulf in maybe depth or quality in depth as well.
Yeah.
And it's there because, as I said, according to Transfer Market, their squad is worth 152 million. Rovers is worth 4.
Yeah.
So for 148 million euros, I'd hope you'd have 2 different sides that can kind of put out a good performance, and
I suppose, yeah,
in the third tier European competition as well.
Yeah, and you have to expect them as well, speaking on their kind of prospects in the league and prospects in the Conference League. They do have, you could argue, 2 favourable fixtures as well for the
remaining
2 games. Like Hamron Spartans, you'd be expecting a result there, and then it's, what's that team's name? I can't. Another one that I can't say as well as I would like, but we'll give it a whirl.
Is that Sigma?
No, Sigma was Rijeka, Rijeka from Croatia.
Oh yeah, I think it's just Rijeka, is it?
Rijeka, I don't know.
I presume so.
It's just the I in the middle there was showing me off.
Yeah, Shelbourne played them in the qualifiers.
Yeah, they're sitting 24th at the moment in the table. But they're also only 4 points above the relegation zone in Croatia, so
yeah,
haven't started the season as well as they probably would have liked. But with them fixtures, you have to expect Shakhtar probably to either maintain their position or even get higher in the table.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure if they're already rotating for each game, they're going to continue to do so in their final 2.
Because again, it seems like all the teams we've played, they just keep interlapping. Because Sales are playing that Rijeka team then.
Yeah.
And Sales also have Shells.
Yeah. So. I think the other, just on a side note from, Rovers' current status in the Conference League and the game that took place on Thursday, Athens, who Rovers should have, maybe should have deserved the victory away from home there. They beat Fiorentina away from home 1-0.
Yeah.
And they made were they the semi-finalists last year of the Conference League, or did they make it to the final?
Did they play?
I remember they made the semi-final and they played Real Betis, because I remember...
they lost to Real Betis because then Chelsea bet Real Betis.
Oh, yeah.
4-1 in the final.
So I remember that I watched the semi-final, went to extra time, because it was it's kind of like David De Gea against Anthony. 2 former United players.
Yeah, wouldn't you prefer it to the other, I'd say?
Don't really prefer either of them.
Yeah,
that's a discredit, isn't it?
That's a bit of a discredit to David De Gea.
Yeah. But this is a Rovers podcast, Adam, if you didn't know that.
Sorry. I thought I'm in the wrong place. That's what I have another podcast later.
Yeah, you're booked stuff. Just keeping them running.
Yeah.
I suppose just the final point we'll just touch on with Thursday in mind is just an uphill battle in the remaining 2 games this year.
Yeah, it's the following Thursday. It's not Thursday coming when this goes out. It'll be the following, the 6th. It's the 6th, yeah? Or is it the week? No, it's the one after that.
Yeah,
no, it's the 6th.
Oh, sorry, it's the 11th.
The 6th is a Saturday. It's not the 11th either. That's a...
No, it is the 11th. No, it is the 11th, yeah. But yeah, so it's on the 11th of December. It's the early kickoff, 5:45, Breidablik away.
Yeah.
The week after, then back in Tallaght for the final home game of the year against Hamron Spartans.
The Maltese,
yeah. But I suppose it's just, as I said, it's a mountain to climb, and
It is. It's going to
That goal difference is the biggest issue, I think.
That's the big one, because you might get to the points, but I don't know. If they're on the lower end, the goal differences in the competition as well.
What really is getting me, I think, is that, so like obviously look, Rovers need to win the final two anyway. That was a given. What got me was on Twitter, there's these pages that do like football data, and they look at these league tables and the league
the chances of finishing them.
Yeah, and they said that 7 points is likely to get kind of
okay,
but they said 8 points, and you're just kind of thinking, had Rovers gotten that draw last or on Thursday, or had they beaten Athens and not got conceded that penalty in the last, so many things. Whatever about Sparta Prague and Cells,
especially now if it is 8 points, it comes to the last day and it's 1 point in the difference, or worse if it's goal difference.
I think it was a goal difference.
Yeah,
I'd be positive that's going to go to goal difference.
We have to win the 2 games first as well.
That's it, and Breidablik away is going to be.
That'll be a tricky game.
Rovers went there a few years ago and it didn't go according to plan. Yeah, but I suppose we'll leave it
with the game. Yeah,
Shakhtar Donetsk 2-1, and Rovers would give a good account of themselves.
Yeah, and who's your man of the match for the game?
Man of the match, it's a good question.
On the Rovers side.
Yeah. Well, it's like at least they don't do what the Aviva does. Wasn't the Aviva? Yeah, it is, and they still hand out man of the matches. Whoever's the Ireland man of the match.
Oh yeah.
They used to always do it. Do they still do that?
What, they give a man of the match in all the matches?
But like, as in, even if Ireland are like losing,
yeah, they still do that.
Like that's
they done against Hungary. They had announced it, and then we equalised in the Aviva.
It's really like, because I've been in the Aviva when Ireland are losing by
more
than one or two, and it's like when they're announcing a man of the match.
I've been doing it for years. I have a vivid memory of the Denmark one, 5-1 down, and for some reason I could picture them making a man of the match announcement.
Give it up for David McGoldrick.
Darren Randolph.
But I suppose we'll move it on. Man of the match, you said. Yeah. He didn't play the full 90, but like I think John McGovern really impressed me.
He did, yeah.
I can't. Yeah, he
done well with what he had.
He did, and like he was, an unexpected maybe start. He hasn't got a lot of starts under his belt since signing. I'd say I'd give it to McGovern. Yeah, I think you.
Probably I would have went McGovern. It's not someone as we said.
Will you think of your own player, Adam? Will?
Sorry. Well, I was thinking
I'll let you have McGovern.
All right. This week.
Yeah.
You'll charge me next time.
John McGovern impressed me.
Yeah,
absolutely. But I suppose moving it on. Transfer. It's coming up to transfer window, and it's that old chestnut of rumours flying about.
Yeah, we should have a deadline day show on this.
a live show. Now you're giving ideas.
We have to wear like a yellow suit like they used to on Sky. Remember that when they'd have on the yellow ties and stuff?
We'll stand outside Tallaght Stadium and see if anyone's driving in.
Oh, that was so good when Sky used to do it before Fabrizio Romano ruined it.
Yeah. Well, there was that, and then like people would be coming up with all sorts.
You just make it up to one boy.
But
you'd catch them. Yeah, I was catching them in the car entering the
grounds. Jack Byrne.
Yes.
Unexpectedly came
out of nowhere.
There was rumours during the week, and our sources confirmed to us that the links to Derry City were untrue.
Yeah.
And well, that came to be very true. What they get, the information they provided, because then Stephen Bradley spoke in the post-match press conference.
Yeah.
He unexpectedly, like, I didn't expect him to give the information that he gave on that front.
Straight after a game as well.
Yeah, and like particularly with the week, it's been where he has been linked around. And he was linked with Derry, then he was linked with like Dublin clubs, so you presume maybe Shelbourne were in there. But Stephen Bradley said he met him in Dubai last week. Yeah. Give him his league winners medal, and said he fully expects him back in January 2026.
There's worse news you can hear on a Thursday.
Well, that's it, and like I Well, I don't know. Like it was reported by the Derry Journal that he was under consideration with Derry.
Yeah.
So I reached out to a Derry City source,
Oh.
and they said that there's no truth in that whatsoever. They didn't know where the rumor had come from.
Mm-hmm.
I think he might have been pictured with a Derry City player, and their partners were in the picture, and I
Yeah.
think that's where it kind of maybe flew from there.
Kind of.
When you're leading into January at this time of the year, it doesn't take much for these rumors to take off, and people
No.
are reacting to them and so on. But
Not this time. Yeah, as we said, not this time of year. It's just
yeah, it's
anything that might make a good headline goes out, really.
yeah. Well, that's it. But yeah, Jack Byrne back in the ranks. A lot of supporters are thrilled by this. We had a comment from a follower of the page, Peter, who basically he spoke of what I've seen a lot of, even just throughout social media myself. And anyways, is the kind of the light or happiness that both Stephen and Jack have kind of put water under the bridge and are looking ahead.
Yeah, yeah, no, it does seem good. Like, obviously, he's a great footballer, really.
He is, and if he's able to unlock, if he's able to just kind of
click back into what he has been able to do in the past, yeah.
And once, look, he went to he's currently at Dubai Irish.
So weird.
Yeah, he's there on loan, and the main reason he went there was it had been revealed at the time that it was due to attitude issues.
Yeah.
Now, you just hope he comes back in January and
has a bit more of an open mind. So
maybe that's just put to one side. I think I'm trying to jog my memory back of when this all came about, and I think he was very displeased that because what Bradley does in training is essentially he'll do a match and it'll be who's going to start in the next game.
Yeah,
against 11 who's not. I think Jack Byrne knew then he wasn't in the starting 11.
He didn't like, he probably didn't like being put with the.
Yeah, so once they can get past these type of little kind of nitty gritty issues and put their differences aside, and Jack Byrne, if he can be back in form, the form that we all know him in, he can definitely provide a lot for Rovers. Particularly, obviously we won't know until essentially January or close to that time who'll be heading out and who'll be heading in. So having Jack Byrne in that team definitely fills a kind of a slot that doesn't, that would have needed to be filled if had he departed.
Yeah, no, it is. It's good as well. A manager and a player can patch it up as well. Because it's not like he just left to go to a different team. If he was leaving because of alleged attitude issues, there probably would have been a bit of tension between him and Stephen Bradley. So it's good that they were able to hopefully reconcile, and hopefully that means going forward it's like starting new. Well, arguments, the guns have fallen silent.
Oh, here we go. Not the music reference.
The Oasis reference.
Well, yeah, like that's it. And like even when I saw the rumour circulating on social media that he was getting linked with Derry, when he's getting linked to other Dublin clubs, a lot of kind of supporters appeared to kind of react in a not so nice way. Let's just say, and it's like I suppose that's to be expected as well.
Yeah,
if he headed to another Dublin club, maybe,
especially if it was a Bowes, for example.
Yeah, I think it was. I think the likely candidate was Shelbourne. I think they had revealed that. But yeah, so like once you hear that, that's one thing. But I think that if he had went to another League One club, and it's on the back of, he went on loan for the whole reason of attitude issues.
Yeah,
you couldn't have seen him getting a nice reception.
No,
coming back to Tallaght.
No, definitely not. You definitely expect that every time he would have touched the ball, there would have been a course of boos, realistically.
Yeah, exactly. And it's strange now to see the complete U-turn that, no, actually he's coming, at the moment, Bradley's expecting him to be a Rovers player in January for the 2026 season. So to kind of have, I would imagine there's a lot of supporters doing a U-turn and what they, when they're hearing things kind of being released of, he might be going here, he might be going there. To now, no, he's just coming back to Rovers.
They'll be like, they'll forgive him.
Yeah.
They'll forget about it. But yeah, no, it's something that did kind of come out of nowhere. If you had said that at the start of the week, would have been, you wouldn't have expected it that much.
Well, yeah, you see, it's as I said, it's coming to that time now. It's the January
Yeah,
window opening in over a month, and
the rumor mill is spinning.
yeah, exactly. Well, this is it. It's going in full motion, and there's
When
got to
does it
be
actually start? It starts January 1st, or you know where they change it all the time now.
yeah. So
It's the whole month of January the window, yeah.
yeah, exactly. And then there's like obviously in the League of Ireland, not many players sign long contracts, so it's a case that most contracts expire on January
Yeah,
1st. It'll be interesting to see how it unfolds for Rovers on that front.
yeah.
Who
Particularly one man we've
who
talked about in the
will
past.
oh that I thought you were going to think of the one who might be extending his stay and writing another chapter in history.
Well, we might get to that a little bit later.
Yeah. But as for Jack Byrne, look, once they're putting their differences aside, if Bradley thinks he can, there's a role there for him in the
If Bradley
squad.
believes in him, I don't see why we shouldn't.
Exactly. Well, that's it. Like, and Bradley, I think, is one who definitely has his head on a swivel.
He knows
Tells
it.
right from wrong, and he won't. I don't think he doesn't appear to be a man who will tolerate much. So
He knows his stuff.
yeah, he knows a thing or two, I think. Winning 5 league titles in 6 years, but
You don't do that. That's not a fluke.
no, exactly. Yeah, once is a fluke, twice is talent.
3 times, 4 times, and then 5. It's
But yeah, like look, so I think he'll add a lot to the ranks of Rovers for 2026. It's going to be another big season. You'll have
yeah.
defending the league title, defending the cup.
You have to expect that Bradley will be going in with the attitude of repeating this season,
Yeah,
repeating the cup, repeating the league. As he
yeah,
said, he always wants to one up himself. He's a greedy man. He is.
yeah. He is. He can't have enough.
No,
But
he just
then
can't get enough.
and I see Steve.
Slips
Um,
aside and falls in love.
but yeah, so exactly that. So particularly now, slightly different, I suppose. Not much in terms of next season. Rovers will be starting the Champions League qualifiers again. Bradley did say he's targeting Europa League
Yeah,
phase, which would be interesting
he wants to
because
win it.
the treble's not out of question
No,
yet.
not yet.
We're not done yet. But yeah, so things like that. So if Bradley's targeting Europa League,
Again, was what we said a minute ago. I don't see why we wouldn't believe him.
exactly. Um, I suppose moving on to another return. This one's
Yeah,
confirmed, and it is Enda Stevens
yeah.
coming back to Shamrock
It's
Rovers.
another one that I didn't see coming. Particularly,
Well,
there was a few rumors in the mail
it was
going around, but
this one was revealed by Daniel McDonnell of the Irish Independent. He had revealed a few, I think it was a couple of weeks ago or so, that Enda Stevens was training with the club, and that that essentially it was with in mind that he's gonna sign back in January. Presumably you'll expect that he's gonna go on a 1 year contract, but
yeah,
these things aren't revealed. But aside from that, he had revealed it, and then he followed it up there during the week that Enda Stevens had completed his medical and he's going to be a Rovers player for 2026. So again, that's a huge boost to the
it's a
Shamrock Rovers
massive boost.
ranks.
Yeah,
Stephen Bradley touched on it in the club media interview where he said he kind of sees him in a similar role to Adam Matthews, where a veteran at the fullback position,
yeah,
a wealth of experience, and can kind of provide advice and can guide the younger fullbacks, Corey O'Sullivan, Igor Vazanin, and guide them and help them in their own game. So, when it comes to them stepping up and playing on a weekly basis, well,
yeah.
Corey already nearly is, starting obviously against Shakhtar for the injured Josh Honahan, but
It's a big move
yeah,
in terms of the quality of his play and then the leadership presence he'll have. It's been a long time since he's been with
I
Rovers.
know it's 14 years.
Yeah, 14 years.
He left in 2011
To
to
go
go
to
for Aston Villa.
Yeah, I know. In total, he made 70 appearances for Rovers across 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Obviously, started with Pats.
26 caps as well for Ireland.
Yeah, spent 2 full seasons in the Premier League with Sheffield United. Made 202 appearances for Sheffield United.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
His career has just mainly been hampered by injuries.
Yeah.
It's a huge. It's one of them huge things where you're like, what could have been, in terms of kind of just taken an extra step, because by the time I think he's out of a club at the minute.
Yeah.
He was most recently Stoke.
Yeah.
Up until them, like he did have a couple of clubs then. Stoke, Sheffield United, Southampton as well. He might have been, but he's
no, it wasn't with Southampton. He was with.
I always get Southampton, Sheffield United mixed up.
Yeah, I always get Southampton and Stoke mixed up for some reason.
They both wear red and white. They both begin with S.
Yeah, and so does Sunderland.
Yeah, yeah. What's the pattern there? But yeah. So it's one of them that I think he wouldn't have even had as many clubs as he did have. Not that he had, a huge amount, but he definitely, like, I think it was Ricky Lambert was the manager at Aston Villa when he was there. So I think he would have even had an even more illustrious career if it wasn't for injuries.
Yeah.
But he had a great career, and he'll continue to do so.
Yeah.
Shamrock Rovers and back in Tallaght next year.
Definitely, he made his Ireland debut back in 2018, and he was in the squad for a while, and then he's kind of suffered. It seemed common knee injuries seem to be a common one, particularly with his knee, but hasn't actually been in the Ireland squad since. Was technically in the Ireland squad in 2024. Remember the friendlies in June of 2024?
Who did Ireland play?
2-1 win against Hungary.
Oh.
And a 3-0 loss to Portugal away.
Oh.
Which actually, that 2-1 win to Hungary. Do you know who scored the winner in the night?
Of course I do.
Yeah.
Troy.
On my birthday, as a matter of fact, that was.
he didn't score against Shelbourne in the Conference League during the week.
Well, he was in the squad then, but his last actual time to play for Ireland was a 2-0 away loss to France in 2023.
He's had a good career, and I think he adds a lot to the squad, and he'll add a lot of experience. And look, you can't, like, it's one. I think
he's got European competition experience as well.
Yeah, like he was in the Rovers squad when they made the Europa League in 2011. And even he was due to sign. He was due to sign the summer before it.
Yeah.
In summer 2010, and Aston Villa allowed him to go on basically a short-term loan, essentially, so he could help Rovers with that.
Yeah.
That European campaign, and look, despite Rovers not registering a point, it was history making, and it was.
Yeah.
It also included a couple of games against Spurs at the time.
Yeah.
I was a 10-year-old at that game at White Hart Lane.
That's mad.
It was also the game in Tallaght Stadium. Spurs won 4-1, and it was Harry Kane, or it was 4-0, I think, maybe 4-1 or 4-0. Harry Kane's first ever senior goal for Spurs was against Shamrock Rovers in Tallaght Stadium in the Europa League.
You witnessed history.
But this is it.
I'm presuming Spurs' highest goal scorer ever, I'd say.
He has to be up there.
I'd say so.
But yeah, so like he'll add a lot, and the only concern I'll allude to, but then the Stevens coming in, he plays. Yeah. He'll be occupying a left wing back position. When he does play.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone will be assuming, including myself, he's making way for
a certain man to leave.
A certain Mr. Honohan to head the other way.
The
other direction.
Don't like that, but it does feel like it's inevitable.
The end is nigh.
I don't like to think about it, but yeah, it feels inevitable.
It's also even worse because Rovers only have one home game left.
Yeah.
Before the window opens.
Yeah.
It's also worse because he missed Shakhtar due to injury, presumably. He wasn't mentioned in the club media in the follow-up to it, like in the interviews that Stephen Bradley done with the club. He wasn't mentioned on the injury list alongside, Danny Mondroya was, McInnes was, but he wasn't, and then he wasn't in the team, and he wasn't even on the bench. So I don't know what the case is there.
Yeah,
is he even in the country?
Who knows? He could be on his holidays.
Might be one to try find out. Try get more on that, but I presume everything will be tightly sealed when it comes to the whereabouts of Joshua Honohan. Yeah,
but no, it'd be nice as well to win a trophy, or to kind of, because you can't expect Lennon Stevens to be here for more than a year or two. So it would be nice for him to cap out his career with a trophy or two. He has won 2 Irish leagues before, He's won a League Two over in England with Portsmouth.
Irish League, what? Did he play in Northern Ireland? It's the League of Ireland.
Sorry,
Or it might have been, no, League of Ireland.
And then he would obviously participate in the Europa League. Won Rovers Young Player of the Year in 2011.
Yeah, like he played at the time when I remember being there. We were at the Carlisle grounds. What year was that? Maybe it was 09.
Yeah.
I think he might have been at the club at the time. It was the purple jersey. Maybe I'm getting timelines mixed up. I'm not 100% sure. If anyone's listening, correct me on this if I'm wrong. I think you. I don't know. I'm getting things out. I'm mixing things up now. I think Carlisle grounds won the league at Bray. I think the little wall at the away end came down.
Oh.
Because all the fans ran on the pitch afterward. The days of Gary Twigg and so on.
Yeah.
And lifted the title in Bray. But I suppose we'll move it on.
You should.
Another veteran of the game.
Yeah.
And it's Rory Gaffney.
Yeah.
He may be staying after all.
We thought that after that cup final was his magnum opus, his good way to bow out. It is.
It was a good way to bow out, but I think
he wants more.
He just wants more and more.
Yeah. As we said, he wants to score 2 more in a cup final.
the Conference League final. Well, like I didn't. When we spoke about it, I didn't think he would be wrapping it up, but I just thought if he was to, look, this is a way to do it, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah, it's a good way to bow out.
Yeah, like you can't make
fault
up a better.
Man. No,
you can't make up a better finish than that. Had he bowed out that way and signed off with a Conference League with a Conference League title, with a cup final brace and winning the league title and so on, but look, I think. Once Rovers are willing to offer him a contract, he appears to me to be a player that he'll never turn down an offer from Shamrock Rovers. Shamrock Rovers have to tell him no. He'll never tell the club.
It feels like he could be about 82 and he'll still be up top.
He'll be doing for Fulham, Mark Schwartz.
Oh yeah.
He's playing. I think he played until 40s. I think he reached.
You could see him then as well come on as a coach or something as well.
Yeah, like I think
he has the head for.
Yeah, like Bradley. I think Bradley is a huge
as an assistant coach. We're not saying Bradley's going anywhere.
That's Glenn Cronin's job, pal.
True.
But no, like I think it's obvious the club and Stephen Bradley are huge admirers of Rory Gaffney and.
I am too.
Exactly. I haven't met a man who isn't.
No.
And so to have that in the dress, if there's an opportunity to have that in the dressing room, the type of player he is, and the way he conducts himself, you're always gonna retain that as long as you can. And
of course,
I think he'll provide kind of ample advice for Michael Noonan coming through the ranks.
Yeah.
As long as he's there past January as well. He's another name that's been thrown around the mix. If his future is going to lay at Rovers for much longer.
181 appearances for Rovers.
Yeah.
Like
Rory stories.
Yeah, he's got another chapter.
Exactly. If this was a movie, it'd be the director's cut. This right.
Yeah, he's doing one more season.
Exactly. They don't want to take that show off the air.
No.
And the fans don't want it off the air.
It's like It's Always Sunny. Just keeps going. In season 18 or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think there's a sense of hope maybe because he's a Galway native that I think there's a sense amongst Galway supporters who kind of see it now and again that he'd return there. He's never played for them.
No, but I suppose it's his hometown. But
yeah, but I
feel like he'd have more of a connection to Tallaght now. That's his real home.
It is. Like, he's been rehomed.
And I feel like, well, obviously he used to play for Limerick, which he's not going back there.
Well, they might be in the 3rd division.
True, yeah.
That is made, but yeah, Rory Gaffney
What can you say?
Yeah, like look, we allude to him, I think, probably on a weekly basis at this rate.
Yeah,
he's he's a credit to the team. He's a credit to Bradley, and he's a credit to himself.
So good on. He's pretty good on and off the pitch as well.
Yeah. And it's he's a special player when you see a player of his age
Yeah.
potentially getting a new deal and there's not one negative reaction to it.
No.
I haven't seen one yet.
No, not really. No.
And I wouldn't see a reason to it because, like, look, yeah, he is 36 years of age, but you look at the way how he performed against Shakhtar. He was unbelievable. Like,
Yeah, and then the cup final as well.
cup final. But like even like why I'm even just more mentioning Shakhtar there.
Yeah, because that's still
their European outfit that are probably going to go far in the competition.
Yeah, and he's still putting in a performance.
Like he hounded defenders, and look, on another
That's
night,
what you'll always expect from him, just to be at a defender's throat, just making their life as miserable as possible, really.
Like on another night, he gets the better of the keeper on one of them occasions where he runs out like prime time Manuel Neuer.
Yeah, well, not like Neuer anymore after that howler against Arsenal.
I've seen that, but no, he flew off it. Like that keeper was unbelievable,
straight off his line, and I love it. I love a nice sweep at keeper. It's just one of them things that gets me.
I love it. Yeah, yeah.
Like prime Manuel
you always want this. If I watch it in a neutral perspective, if I watch two clubs that I don't support and I don't dislike, and I see, I can always want the striker to win it. Just in the sense of
you want to see more goals,
and you want to see a goal from far out as well. Yeah. Isn't it like when they're a halfway line or they're
Well, prime Manuel Neuer when he was doing like diving headers at the halfway line.
I thought I saw that at one point on Thursday night.
No, the speed he was out, and he was quick as well. Not just the reaction, because if you're a keeper coming off your line, if you hesitate for a second, you're done. That's one thing. That's another on the other end of the spectrum. Something that really annoys me. When the keeper goes, they stop and go back.
Yeah.
You either go or you don't.
You have to commit to the bit.
You have to commit.
They're and then they sometimes get lobbed or
which another thing I love, a nice lob.
Yeah,
you can't be a proper chip.
But with Rory, I thought I think as I said on another night, I think he might get the better of that.
Yeah,
them situations. The Shakhtar keeper was really put in a good performance, and not only was he like kind of winning them little duels, like he was just being first to the ball and stuff.
Yeah.
But he was also like he didn't too often like just put it out of play. Often if you get a little bit of a scare like that or a close call, you kind of
keepers are prone. Stop then,
keepers are prone to just kind of putting that
nervous, out. Or just it's no longer playing it at their feet to just hoof.
Yeah, and whereas it was kind of most of the time it was a pass or it was a start of a move. And
he never just he didn't dissuade him even when he did make them small little. They weren't really full errors, but a little bit shaky.
Yeah. I suppose like with Rory, it's one of these. He's like, look, it's expected. It's not confirmed by the club or anything that he's staying on for another year. But Brady did say he will expect him to sign a new deal. It's coming close.
He alluded to it, in his post match.
Yeah, so I think looking at that, you have Graham Burke there, Michael Noonan, maybe with an asterisk beside his name.
We can't get into him as well.
No. Only if there's a bit more, if there's something more concrete. I keep seeing Celtic and United's name.
They're the ones that are getting thrown around, but there hasn't been anything too concrete.
Yeah, I've seen City's name on one, but it's just one of these. Like, just leave him.
Just leave him for now.
Leave him be. Like he's 17 now.
Yeah, buy him, send him back on loan.
Do something.
Yeah.
Look at the way Arsenal are doing it with Victor Osimhen, and I know it's obviously because of Brexit as well.
Yeah, so he would have to stay until he's 18.
Yeah.
But buy them and just loan them back.
Yeah, just give them back. But then you're falling in love with the loanee.
True, yeah.
Johnny Kenny all over again.
I'm not making that mistake ever again. It broke my heart, he did.
Well, that's what essentially is what we do with good players though as well in the league, isn't it? Like
that was worse than a breakup. Losing Johnny.
But when a couple of I often think of myself, and I often hear other supporters even alluding to it in the stands and stuff. It's when a player is consistently performing well. I've heard it about Josh, long time ago. Maybe a year, not that long ago, but you know what I mean. Like a year ago or so, and it's like we won't have him for long. It's a common theme you hear with these good players, and heard it about Michael Noonan as well. Yeah. I'm sure, for example, Pat supporters would have heard it about Mason Mealy, that type of thing. and so that like essentially they're not loanees, but you know when they're producing high quality performances on a consistent basis, you also know they're not going to hang around.
It's just your turn.
But yeah, you get snapped up, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden then you're well, most of the time it's UK bound, isn't it? Really, it's not.
Yeah. You have the odd one goes to Europe as well, like Najrazi.
I was gonna say, yeah.
But you never. Yeah, it does seem. But then again, with the new whole Brexit, they have to stay until they're
Yeah.
18. So
Or I think it's the year they turn it. I
don't know.
It's either they turn 18 or the year they turn 18.
Bit messy. Yeah, true. It would be a bit messy if it's their birthday. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
mate.
So-
They blow out their candles. They'll come up with us.
Yeah, just like a bag over the head. Just
The
throw
toy
it back of
gets
a car.
kicked out.
But yeah, so like it's one of these situations that you know you don't want to see the club in. You know, as in
No.
when players are headed when you know they're not gonna. You're on borrowed time to an extent.
Yeah.
After a while, but I think with Noonan, if Noonan's going to be there next season, all supporters will hope he will be.
Yeah.
If Noonan, Burke, and Gaffney, I would suspect that Aaron Green will head for the exits in January.
Yeah, you could expect that too.
I'm not.
Obviously, he did come on Thursday night, but
Yeah, he
it's the
did.
first time seeing him in a while.
Yeah, it was good to see him come on as
Yeah.
well, because he's just a player that you know he has that kind of he just has that striker's mentality that
He's
if he
just
was
a
given an
striker,
opportunity,
yeah.
he didn't get an opportunity as well. But
He's the type of player that you just needs one chance.
yeah, if he had got one,
Yeah.
you would think he would do well with it. But then it showed maybe should Rovers be in the market for a striker in the new year. Obviously we'll cover these a bit more
Yeah, when we get into that.
when it gets to that stage and that stuff.
On deadline day special.
Exactly, Adam's deadline day, especially outside Tallaght.
Just, yeah, I'll be there freezing.
Yeah, gloves on.
Yeah, the big coat.
But yeah, so like
Little Milltown Way, Brandon on the mic.
yeah. Well, yeah, we'll have to sort one of them. But so yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Rovers will head for that. Particularly, like Burke is magic. That left foot, he has a magic left foot.
As we said, we chose that left foot last week.
Chose it last week in our dream player.
Yeah.
But yeah, so other than that, I think it's going to be an interesting few months. It's going to be movement wise, it's going to be very interesting between now and the new season, isn't it? Really? Between February, even, because if players are out of contract, they obviously can sign.
They have to sign. They could sign somewhere on a free, but I think it will be it'll be something to keep us going.
Just
a little bit of entertainment for the off months.
The gossip column.
Like page 3 or whichever one it is. I don't know which one. One of the pages in the paper, like the
page 3 is for nude models.
Oh, never mind.
Unless Rory Gaffney's on it, then I'm flicking the page.
Yeah, to give me every copy.
Can't believe you didn't know what page 3 was.
Oh, I heard that. I thought that was like the gossip one. No, is that like page 5 or I don't know? I don't know. I know there's like the Daily Mail or something.
Who's telling you about the page 3? But I suppose swiftly moving on from page 3 models. I'm on the Milltown Way.
Any questions about it?
Unless it's Rory Gaffney.
Yeah, of course. He gets his own page.
Page 20.
Yeah, exactly.
Just one thing I suppose that we all noticed in Tallaght on Thursday, aside from the football that took place, there was a lot, of course, away supporters in the home end. You saw a lot of Tallaght jump for joy when Shakhtar scored.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's influenced by the big kind of Ukrainian population that's in Ireland at the moment.
Due to the ongoing war, but yeah, I know. I don't know. I don't like.
I just don't. I don't like seeing.
I never like it. It's not just because of Shakhtar or anything. I just don't like away fans in the home end. And I know
it's one of them.
And I know to admit something, we've been guilty of it.
I know. We've
once or twice, but
you'd have to put the handcuffs on us if
we won't tell you where. No face, no case.
Remains anonymous.
Had a mask on.
Yeah, nobody cared about me till I put on the mask. But yeah, so like it's just one of them. I I don't like to see it really.
No.
I know, as you've just said and rattled us out there, that we've been guilty of it ourselves. But
It wasn't. They wasn't.
but it's just when they're celebrating, I suppose, in a home end. Now, of course, look, I can understand that in that East stand, there obviously was, I think half of the East stand
Yeah.
essentially was Shakhtar, as in officially
Official Shakhtar, and then the
Yeah.
other half was unofficial Shakhtar.
Yeah, and there was also supporters in the North stand.
And the
Saw
West.
them in the West stand. Someone said it in the South stand. I didn't see in the South
I
stand.
find that unlikely.
I think there was, but we just
I
didn't
didn't
see
see
it.
it.
Where
They weren't over
we
our end,
stand,
yeah.
you wouldn't see it. But yeah, so it's just one of them things. Like, look, if you're gonna be in a home end, just don't be like us.
Yeah, just
Don't celebrate.
Stay anonymous.
Yeah, but no, and then obviously, look, a lot of things are bigger than football.
Of course, yeah.
And there's
Obviously.
also that side of the coin that, look, there was a flag that you pointed out in the report article of said "Thank you, Era."
Yeah, that was
which
a nice
really
touch.
nice touch.
Yeah, and obviously the players came out with the flag
flag,
draped over them, which
it's nice to see, and I think, I said, look, there's much thing, there's things,
things much more important than football, really.
yeah,
And human lives will always be top of that list, and at the end of the day, football, it's a sport, it's a game, like, realistically, so stuff like that will always be more important.
yeah, exactly. I suppose just the very last thing, I'll put this on you, Adam.
Oh, is this a question?
It's your favorite time of the week.
Question of the week.
We should have get a little music.
Jingle, like
Bring back the riff.
Yeah. Where's the guitar?
Yeah, you just get out a live one. I suppose we've already kind of we've touched on the game, and maybe I probably should have asked this question earlier, Adam. When we spoke.
Poor organisation. Poor management.
All right, bud.
I'm leaving.
Handed me notes.
I have my next show actually in 20 minutes.
But the question I'll ask you: were Shakhtar that much better than Rovers? That's quite simply put.
They weren't that much better. As we've mentioned, Rovers were unlucky to get a draw to get a result. So if we're saying a team's unlucky to get a result, they can't have been far better.
Yeah,
but I do think they were slightly better in terms of, by fine margins, they were that bit better. In terms of the overall squad quality, yes, it is better. And
148 million euro better.
Yeah, exactly. But
just
I feel like, I don't know, I felt like they didn't look that exciting or that dangerous, really. I know they scored, and the first goal they got was their best play all game.
Yeah.
That second goal was a bit iffy, but and
happens.
The third goal, obviously, that got disallowed. That was a better one.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I felt like it was there for the taking. I don't think they were that much better, and the fact that Rovers could have got a draw. I think if I was a Shakhtar fan, I know they won, but I'd be looking at that game like, realistically, we could have done better and we could have got more goals. And obviously they won, and the win's a win. As a fan, you don't complain that much after a win, but sometimes you can admit that your team didn't play as well as you would have liked, or as well as you're used to.
You can admit that they kind of got away with one.
And I feel like they've got away with one there.
Yeah,
they've got away with getting the 3 points. I'm not saying Rovers definitely would have bet them or something, but they've gotten away with 3 points. I think 1 point. I think it was closer to being a 1 point shared game than a 3 points to them.
I think, I'd agree. Yeah, it's one of that. Like, as I said when we were touching on the game there, it's one that, like, another day I think Rovers actually win that game. It just depends on how to, the rub of the green and certain decisions. But yeah, the final point I'll make was, did you see Arda Turan after the game, and he stayed back and he signed every supporters and got pictures with all of them?
That's a class
nice touch, isn't it?
Class act.
He's a nice manager. He seems like a top manager as well, and
better than other managers that we've come across
that visited Tallaght Stadium.
Yeah.
And there was a big embrace between himself and Stephen Bradley at the end at full time. It was nice to see. No, he looks like a class act.
Seems like a class act. Seems like a good bloke.
Yeah. You'd want to have a point to him.
Yeah. So if he's around, give us a call.
But when we're playing them in the semi-final second leg.
Yeah. I'll meet him.
I suppose, other than that, that's it from us.
Yeah, that's all for this episode. And again, Keep sharing questions.
Keep them coming.
Send them in. You can comment them on any post. You can comment on the Spotify. We will probably post something looking for questions as well later in the week.
Yeah,
towards the next episode. But
yeah, we'll be back. We'll be recording. We'll be back in your ears Monday week from now. And we'll be talking about all things Breidablik.
Yeah, that will be the next one after that.
Yeah.
So that'll be the 8th of December with the Breidablik game coming up.
Look at you getting the date right all of a sudden.
This time I've had my calendar out. It's because it's the advent calendar now. I'm just thinking of, that's 8 chocolates in. I've got it that day.
That's a hungry hippo that day. But yeah, look, always engage with the podcast page.
We appreciate all the engagement.
Exactly. Keep the questions coming. Visit our website, the Milltown Way WordPress.com. We put a lot of work into the articles that are produced. Make sure you do go and read them, and we'll have a lot more as well as these. Transfers are confirmed. There will be a story. There should be a story coming out about Enda Stevens as well, and as well as that, we got a really nice comment on the podcast during the week.
Yeah, we appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, we do. It goes a long way.
Made my day.
Yeah, same as. But even look, we're not asking us to go comment and put a nice, lovely poem-esque.
No, we don't.
Just give feedback if you think the podcast is great. By all means, say it's great. If you think it's terrible, say it's terrible, and say where we can improve. We just want to hear from you, and we want to just strive to make this better listening experience for you, and a better, I don't know, speaking.
Better speaking, yeah. I'd be commenting about that.
But yeah, no, other than that, I suppose that's it from us. Thanks again for listening, and we'll chat to you next week.
Yeah, thank you. Love